What is up, everybody? You're listening to FGC Cast, your only fantastic podcast, home to fantastic FGC news. I am, as always, one of your two hosts, the Purple Sharpie, one of the original cult of personalities, and I am, of course, joined by the only commentator to no longer be allowed in the original 13 states, YOHOSIE. How are you doing today, Don?
That's right. I'm proud to be banned in all of New England. I'm doing good. Happy to be here, chilling, vibing. Hope everyone at home's doing well. Hope you're doing well, Sharpie.
I am.
How you been?
You know, I've been pretty well, honestly. I've been really busy. But one of the things I have been busiest with is, of course, playing the Street Fighter 6 beta, which came out actually literally a few days ago, I believe, actually on Thursday. It was first available, so a lot of people have been playing it. I know you have also spent a little bit of time playing it. We were talking about it briefly in a very last episode of the podcast shortly after Combo Breaker, our thoughts on the beta we gave earlier this year as well, and having the opportunity to play so many different characters inside the game and also play through parts of the story was very fun for me. But I know that you have your own thoughts on the beta, so well, not just the beta, but actually the full game. So why don't we go ahead and get into some of that? Obviously, let's give a little bit of information on the game itself. As everyone knows, there are quite a few playable characters inside of here. What you may be seeing if you're watching the video form of this podcast on either Spotify or YouTube right now is some of the story mode that's available here, and it kind of starts allowing your character to go through, meet a bunch of different playable characters and unlocking different aspects of it. But of course, there is also the ability to just go straight into a lobby, and like any regular new game that comes out today, there's of course day one DLC that allows you to buy the season 1 pack as in perpetuity and all the characters that come out and unlock some new stuff, of course. Don, one of the things that you talked about a lot inside of previous versions of the cast was how you felt about the story mode and the arcade mode, and you felt like it was truthfully a very big aspect of it was a really we're getting an ad right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here.
You know what happens. It happens. No worries. This game looks alright too. I don't know. Oh, Dead Island 2? Alright, maybe that's okay. That can stay. Yeah, that can stay. Dead Island 2 is kind of lit. I'm down. To kind of so I'm a big fan of single player content in general, and Street Fighter 6 has a bunch. It's probably the part that I want to spend the most time with, honestly, as a little bit of a spoiler. The game being released makes me feel a lot better about it, because the beta characters, I didn't get a chance to play the beta, but I didn't like looking at them, and like there's a lot more variety now. Like I think Kimberly was cool, Guile was cool, but a lot of them just really weren't my jam. Now that it's released, there's a lot more like variety, which is nice. Like a lot of the weird characters are here, like Lily.
Yeah, Dollism. Lily.
Yeah, good old Dollism. Dollism.
I say it wrong every single time, dude.
It's all right. I forgive you. Dollism. You know, when I was little, I called Guile Ghoulie for a very long time.
You know, that's actually better than his real name, I feel.
Yeah, I like Ghoulie better. It sounds like Ghoulie, like Luigi, right? Like
Ghoulie.
Ghoulie.
But yeah, no, there are a lot of new characters inside of here. You're very correct.
Yeah. And like I'm actually really excited to bring them through the arcade mode. I think the story mode I'm interested in too, but I hope it's fun. I'm getting from what I read, I haven't played it yet. I played Versus, but not the story mode. It's on my list. It's probably the least good part of the package, but I'm still glad it's there, right? Because it's value that I think fighting games really need nowadays. Like the pipeline from the progression pipeline is really important with games, and I think Street Fighter 6 hit it, like the nail on the head, honestly, with like, okay, like no matter what you play, like you're gonna have some sort of progression, whether that's through ranked mode, which is like a way better system than they had in the past, whether that's through single player, which is a way better single player than they had in the past by a mile. Even like arcade mode is cool. You unlock colors and stuff. Like it, they did really well with the game. Like the game's getting really glowing reviews for a good reason. It is a very good video game. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the very first game in almost a decade to break like the 90% or the 90 above 90 on Metacritic and stuff, so it's doing really well. But even with all of the fantastic reviews, not everybody's a fan, and we happen to have one of the you like that segue?
Yeah, it's a good segue.
We have one of the biggest Capcom haters here, but
I am
truthfully,
not the big. Hold on.
You're not. I'm sorry.
Hold
I'm sorry.
on.
That's not valid. That's not fair. I'm sorry, Don. I was playing it up. To be honest. Okay. Let's be real.
Listen. As someone who doesn't like Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, or Street Fighter, I am not the biggest Capcom hater. I'm just one of many. No, I'm not a hater. Like I said, I think. Let me start by saying this. I'll say my feelings. I do not like playing Street Fighter 6. I do not like playing it at all. I do not like Street Fighter 6 and Ham. I do not like it. Sam I Am. It is not fun for me.
You actually made this tweet, which we'll go ahead and pull up. I'll go ahead and read it very briefly for you in case you may have forgotten. But you stated, I played Street Fighter 6 online for the first time today. I actually had a miserable time. Street Fighter continues to feel really bad to play. I'm $60 in, so I'll give it a fair shot. But after 2 hours, I was legit wanting to do anything but play this game. You followed it up by saying, I was insufferable to watch and play. I just don't want to play this game, man. Pass.
Yeah, so let me deconstruct this into my feelings.
Please do.
So for clarity, I didn't get to play any of the betas. I played Sunday beta for an hour, and if I don't have training mode, I don't want to play that much. So the first 2 betas I got into, they were the console version on PS5. My hitbox does not work on PS5. I do not want to play pad. My hands are decrepit. I am not doing that. So I did not play. I played one match and I'm like, I literally can't play this. I'm done.
We briefly talked about that last podcast. I remember. Really unfortunate.
And then the beta that I could play, I was rearranging my office and doing my stairs. I had real life shit to do. So I didn't get a chance to play Street Fighter 6. And honestly, I don't enjoy playing open and closed betas. I just don't like it. I don't know why. The fact that I feel like I have to do it is painful for me as someone who's married, as someone who has a lot of responsibilities. It's weird to me because I feel like if I'm not dedicating my time to the game, I'm losing precious hours. So I prefer to wait until games are released. That's just, I've been on this planet a decent amount of time. The games will come, games will go.
Yeah,
so,
no, for sure.
So I didn't really know if I would like it, and I tried it, and I spent my $60 on it, and the answer is no, I don't like it. I like how it looks. I like the menus. I like the characters. They're all cool. I just still don't like how Street Fighter plays.
That's
fair. I'm happy to get into the details too, if we want to dig that deep.
I would love to, because a lot of I would say Capcom diehard fans, especially Street Fighter diehard fans, may not have seen one of your follow-up tweets, some of that where you stated, slept on it, woke up, game's not for me. We'll give it 20 hours, give or take.
Plus or minus, give or take. That's a good way.
I'm not really a fan of Street Fighter gameplay still. And I think that's a really mature way of thinking about it and talking about it. So I would absolutely love to hear some of the things that you felt like the game didn't necessarily do well and may not have necessarily been able to cater to you, because you have played a lot of different games. You played Dragon Ball FighterZ, you've played Guilty Gear, Strive, Plus R, Exerd, and I'm sure I'm missing a lot of other games that you've competed and played.
Blaze Blue, Persona. I was a top 8 player, top 8 with an asterisk. I made top 8 once, which is whatever. I played a lot of Marvel too. I realized what I enjoy about fighting games Street Fighter doesn't offer me. I think I really sat down and thought about it, and the main thing is character expression and freedom, right? I think what makes anime games and Marvel games so fun to me, and team games rather, is it has a high check this shit out motherfucker factor, right?
We're
I'm gonna
have
hit
to
you.
clean up all of that language in post.
Oh, my bad.
Whenever I found this out earlier when I was uploading, but anytime we upload a podcast, we have to tell Spotify if we use explicit language, and it actually will not allow people to play. I can clean it up. It's not a big deal. I realized I didn't warn you beforehand, so I've just been manually clipping it out of there. You do have a button though. I hear.
I'll clean it out.
I hear you have a button. You can just use the button. Use the button.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what. Okay. Yeah, so I think what like, you know, team games, anime games, Marvel games, which, you know, are team games, what they offer is like a check the mother button, right? Like it's really fun to, in my mind, yeah, you like that? It's fun in my mind to do things that are give you a lot of character expression and are fun to do. Like it's my problem that I had with Strive on release 2 is that I feel like I couldn't explore and I couldn't express myself through my combos or my moves or do mental damage. And it's why I like DNF Duel on release more than Strive, even though Strive was, by all matters of fact, a better game on release.
Yeah, I get that.
So like, and like I play DJ, right? And we'll talk more about DJ. Excuse me, we'll talk more about DJ later. But DJ to me felt the most, okay, I can kind of sauce it up a little bit, you know, like I can cook a little bit, I can move a little bit, but like the way that you move in Street Fighter and the idea that like in my mind the majority of the game comes solved and it's up to the players to just unleash what they have designed is bad to me. Like
that's valid.
Like there's so many rules in Street Fighter, you know, and like they know everything that you can do. Like there's humor me here, right? So there's target combos, right, which you can't special cancel from. There's moves that you can't special cancel from. There's like every button has a target combo, but like usually non-specialable moves are canceled on a target. There's like moves where like you can only cancel the start of the active frames into a move. So if you throw it at long range, you can't cancel into fireball. But if you throw it at close range, you can cancel it into fireball. So like they did that as like an arbitrary way to balance the move from being broken at range and being like auto footsies. And like the game at all points, like you can press your non-special cancelable move, and if they press drive rush, you actually just die. And I'm like, I don't care for these like artificial rules, and like the way you play footsies in 6 is just not kind of what I'm about, honestly.
You know, I'm really happy you brought that up, actually, because I was actually playing the Street Fighter 6 game earlier today with John and very briefly on my TikTok stream, which, as a reminder, I do every single day at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on tiktok.com/AshlandPurpleSharpie. But I was over there just like showing it off to my audience, and one of the things that I think I've talked to you very briefly about is how much I love Kimberly. You know, I love her aesthetic. Yeah, I love the way she looks. I love the way that I love her voice. I love her cute little moves. I love everything about, like, even her idol, I'm a big fan of. And as I was playing more and more of it, I started realizing, especially when I was playing against John, that Kimberly isn't usually the playstyle that I like inside of fighting games. It's usually Manon. And so I'm sitting here trying to figure out why I feel better playing Kim than I do playing Manon, even though Manon's a character that's more similar to every other character I've ever played inside of Skullgirls, even inside of like Strive. Like Manon has even not Manon, but the other character, Marina, I think is her name. Marissa. Yeah, Marissa, that big character. Like, she's more like Ram inside of Strive with these huge big buttons. She doesn't have like as much armor, you know what I mean? But she's much more like, Marissa's even more like characters that I've played in the past. Why do I gravitate so much to Kim? And the answer is because this character I love. I love the way she looks. I love the way she plays. I don't care very much for the mechanics around her. And I'm willing to ignore all of that just because I like her aesthetic and I want it to work, but I'm working harder than I've ever worked inside of any other game to make her work for me. And part of that is kind of making me somewhat despise Street Fighter 6, you know? Yeah. So I understand where you're coming from 100% because these mechanics I feel very similarly to. I may not, truthfully, I don't agree with some of the feelings that you have around the drive mechanic. I really like it. Sure. But I do agree with a lot of what you're saying about like Street Fighter making you play a different game than you want to play. I feel like especially inside of games like Skullgirls, inside of games like Guilty Gear, you've always had a lot more freedom about the way that you move inside of the game and the way that you play that character. And I don't feel like you've ever had that inside of any Street Fighter I've ever played, you know?
Yeah, like, and to be fair, I think Drive Rush and Drive Impact are good mechanics. I don't think they're bad mechanics. They're just not for me. Like,
yeah, I get that.
Like, I agree. I fought one Kimberly, and she was like just spamming parry, which is like a taunt. I'm like, this character can go to hell. And like, so to put it in perspective, right? Like, again, things can be for different people. I do not like Bayonetta. It is a good game. I do not like Devil May Cry. It is a good game. God of War Ragnarok. I do not like it. It is a good game.
I'm starting to regret having you on the podcast with that
Bayonetta. Street Fighter 6 is a great video game. I do not enjoy playing it because I have maybe 15 to 20 hours a week to play video games, which is a lot, and I can only invest it into so many things, and I do not want to invest it into a game I do not love. I got so angry on stream, I didn't know who I was. I was like, I feel like I'm like if I was just a worse person, I would just go full low tier god mode in terms of like raging at the screen, like not in terms of other things that he does, because you know, whatever, but like I was literally like, I'm actually gonna throw a controller. Like, I'm so mad playing this game, and I'm not like I used to be like that. I'm not like that anymore. And like, Sharpie, you'll love this. Excuse me for saying this. This honestly is what made me realize I cannot play this game. I was playing against a Zangief. And the Zangief was just fucking doing stuff, and the Zangief was doing stuff. I was, you know, just playing footsies as best I can. Given that I haven't played the beta, I'm not very good. Like, I placed like high silver or something when I did the thing, which is like not very good. But I was doing what I was doing. Okay. And I fought a Zangief, and he command grabbed me, and I literally said, if I get command grabbed one more time, I'm going to kill myself. And
Jesus Christ!
I was like, yeah, I was like, I can't play this game. Like, this is not for me. I don't enjoy it. Like, I threw out like a stand medium kick. I got drive impact, so I'm minus, and then he like dashes forward and command grabs me, and I'm like, that was so not fun. Yeah. And
yeah, I get that.
Like another situation, JP threw out like a like he has like a Mortal Kombat character, so he has like a spike that comes out the ground, right? And I got hit by it, and I'm like, oh cool, that's fine. Like, I got hit by it, that's fair. I should have blocked. I didn't know the character. Now I know he has it. I got hit by it. I'm gonna jump on the next one because I think he's gonna do it again, and I think he's gonna maybe walk forward. You know, his punish should be like walking forward and pressing it at like medium punch. He just does it again, and I get hit on my jumping startup frames, and I'm like, so this is a game where you can't move so much that you get hit by a projectile, and then you have to block another projectile? No, thank you. Like, that was actually the match where I'm like, this game is not for me. Like, that interaction,
I'm really not a fan of that, to be honest with you. So I totally get where you're coming from with that. I really do. Like, it's a problem for me too. That level of salt when I play certain types of games. Especially when you're streaming, because when you're streaming, like, I think the thing that people always forget, and you understand because you stream, obviously, but it's like, it's hard when you're streaming to control your emotions and not be 100% honest with the audience, like, and play up a character. And it's especially hard when you, as a player, understand what's happening. And when you understand you're actually trying to do some shit, you know? You have content creator brain, and then you have player brain. And for people inside the competitive fighting game world, similar to like your stature as I want to say, as a retired professional player, it's really, really hard to immediately be like, well, actually, I'm not going to try hard here. Because you're going to try your best, and you know the level you can compete at. So when a game fights you at that level, it's just disappointing, you know? Yeah,
it's very much like, I sit on that game, and I kind of, like, I don't know, it just isn't for me. Like, I'm too old to play games that make me mad, you know? Yeah. And like, I watch my, because I am a good player, right? I know what good Street Fighter play looks like. And the fact that I can't do it immediately frustrates me. That's also part of it. Like, I put a tweet up that is like, I do not like Street Fighter at it because I'm bad at it, and that's partially true. But I also don't want to get good at it. Like I see what the future looks like in that game and what tolerable play looks like, and I'm like, this doesn't feel cool to me for some reason. But you know, I think I'm gonna stick with it a little bit. Like I think it's important to give it a fair shot just to know.
Yeah.
But if I get angry again, I'm setting the controller down. The thing that saves the game is I really like DJ as a character. I think DJ is really hype in that game. So
well,
at least DJ is cool.
You know, Don, I think it's really interesting that you bring up professional players because there are a lot of professional players playing this game right now, one of which is actually Daigo Umehara, who is...
Daigo.
Yeah, Daigo has actually recreated the famous Evo Moment 37 here, as you can see, where he completely parries. If we watch for a few moments here, he's going to completely parry this. Here we go.
Wow.
Parried all of it, immediately punishes. And what you're not seeing here, and what you're not hearing here, is the part where he actually says, "Let's go, Justin," after he finishes the combo. Okay, that's Chun-Li.
See, I watched this clip and I'm like, this does. Can we play that clip one more time, real quick?
Of course we can. Every day that I breathe breath on this planet Earth, I want to play this clip.
See, Street Fighter 3 was such a cool game. This game has no Riz. Like,
no,
like Daigo's awesome. I love Daigo. Daigo's actually a really funny guy. I watched him asleep on the picnic table like all the time. If you know that video, it's a legend. I love Daigo. Yeah. Daigo's great.
He just walks off to the combo breaker venue, and you're like, God bless this man. Never change, FGC.
Yeah, never changed. Daigo never changed. But I watched this clip and I'm like, I really like Street Fighter 3. I like Street Fighter 3 a lot more than this game, and I don't even like Street Fighter 3. I just wish that I don't know. I wish things were cooler. I wish my life was cool. Do you think they gave Ryu a parry just to recreate Even Moment 37? I think they did. I
have literally no doubt in my mind whatsoever. I have absolutely 0%. It's actually crazy that you asked me that, because when I was looking at that video, I was like, you know, it's crazy how Capcom can be so good at marketing and still so bad at understanding at exactly what we want. But I'm not gonna harp on that. And the reason I'm not gonna harp on that is because it's really interesting that what you said, like about I wish I was cooler inside of video games. I wish that I had a little bit more Riz. I wish that I had the ability to, you know, make Street Fighter 6 really mine. And there are exactly, I believe, 3 people inside of the American-speaking FGC who managed to do literally just that, because we actually have Vicious, Tasty Steve, and not Ultra David, but James Chen as commentary options inside of here. And we also have 2 additional people, Aru and Kozuke Hiriwa, who I'm probably mispronouncing and butchering the name of, and I'm incredibly sorry, I don't speak Japanese. But like, the integration path here with Street Fighter 6 was so cool. Like they had it, you know? They really had it, and it's just so unfortunate that like when it came down to the gameplay aspect of it, here we are, 2, like, I would say anime fighting game veterans almost. Yeah. And for some reason, this game is still not able to speak to us. And I feel like that's a really big handicap that Capcom has to overcome, that they just weren't necessarily able to overcome inside of this game specifically, you know? Yeah,
and I mean, like, I think they don't have to overcome it, right? Like, they know not every video game is for everyone, right? Yeah. Like, Minecraft is one of the biggest selling games of all time, and I know people that like will not touch that game, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
There's games out like Roblox sells 1 million copies. Their stock's at like $70 or whatever. Like I would never play Roblox, you know. So I think their failure to convert us is just accepting that as a some people just aren't built for Street Fighter, you know? And I'm not built for Street Fighter because I love to move and do movement stuff, and Street Fighter is for people that walk.
Walk, don't run.
Yeah, walk, don't run. Choose the nearest. Yeah. Like, oh my god, he like.
The game just, honestly, it feels really slow to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it really, it's hard for me because it's like Skullgirls is so fast, Strive is so fast, and Strive is slow compared to Exert and Plus R. You know?
Yeah. Well, like there's a saying in the FGC called fake fast, right? Like Dragon Ball is fake fast. Dragon Ball is actually a pretty slow game.
It is.
I think Street Fighter 6 is fake slow. I think it's actually a really fast game and a really high stress, high impact game without a lot of downtime. Yeah. And it being fake slow is actually not my problem. I have no problem with the speed of which. No, I do have a problem with the speed. It's not. Yeah, you can't move.
Yeah. Hold on. Because I have an issue with it.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. No.
It's a
you're
problem
right.
for
it's
me.
I want my brain to take a nap sometimes in the middle of a match. And in Street Fighter 6, I can't at any point. And you move slower, and like someone was like, Cammy moves at light speed, and I'm like, bro, this character, like, she's just walking. Like,
it's a problem.
It's not for
and
me.
I think
It's
the
not for me.
problem is really just like the game fundamentally is different from other games that I play. Like, even when I was playing today and I was testing with Manon and Marissa, I was like, this game is 100% just about canceling frames into other frames in the middle of doing very short blasts, and I don't know if that's fun for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Fundamentally, I don't know if that's fun for me at all. You know?
Yeah, I feel like I can't give anyone like I can't give anyone the schmicks in this game. Like, the schmicks in this game is like, you can be +5 here. Oh man, like,
that is not hype for me. That is not hype for me in the slightest. Like it being a knowledge checkup between frames feels like the first, like maybe third level Oki type stuff. You know what I mean? Whereas in Skullgirls and Dragon Ball Fighters and Guilty Gear and even DNF, the type of mixes that you're doing to people are disgusting.
Yeah, I really do like disgusting mix. I realized, and disgusting combos.
I want to feel like the game is fundamentally unfair because I do not have faster reflexes. That's what I want to play. You know?
Yeah, that's true. My reflexes aren't great either. I'm okay. The thing is, I train, right? Like, which a lot of people don't do. I train defense, and that gives me an edge. That gives me an edge over people that actually do have better reflexes, right?
Exactly.
And I think like, for example, like if you anti-air someone in Street Fighter 6, you can anti-air with a special move, which is like an easy anti-air, and you get damage. But like the best reward is probably like doing like crouch heavy punch into fireball, right? So like if Guile anti-air someone, right, with like an easy anti-air, like crouch heavy punch. I don't know if that's actually his anti-air, but I'll just say it is. You get a meaty boom, and like that, like, whoa. Like, really? Like, that's it? Like, I want them to die for jumping at me. Like, why are they taking a meaty boom and then, like, it's just not for me,
you gotta do this mix 4 more times, dude, to give out the... Or, like, Manon, you gotta command grab 6 times in order to kill him. It's like, why can't I just command grab twice? Like, you have rounds, why can't I just command grab? But, we're not gonna focus on that because we've been talking... I feel like we've been shitting on Street Fighter 6 now for, like, the past 30 minutes. And this is a long podcast. We have a couple of other topics we gotta go to. But any final thoughts on Street Fighter 6 here, Don?
Yeah, I don't mean to dump all over Street Fighter 6. Again, it's a good game. I'm at the age in my life where I can recognize that I have a limited time on this earth, and I just don't want to spend it playing Street Fighter 6. I hope that everyone has a fun time with it. I will enjoy watching it in tournament. I will give it another 15 hours of a try to get my value out of the money, but that is it.
Yeah, that's totally valid, by the way.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage all of our audience at home, like, if you truly love this game and you have a lot of fun around it, and someone does the exact same thing like Don did and me to a lesser extent kind of did, which is where we both tried the game and we're both maybe like, hey, maybe the mechanics don't necessarily work out, you know? Do what anybody in that position would do and dedicate the next 5 years of your life to converting everyone to play Skullgirls, which is a great game currently on sale right now for $5.99.
So you and Sage have convinced me I'm actually going to pick up Skullgirls. By the way,
I'm actually so freaking happy to hear you say that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pick up Skullgirls.
Oh my god, are you dead ass?
Yeah, I'm dead ass. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm going to pick it up.
Oh my god.
Like, I was waiting for 6 to be like my game, because I'm like, it's time for a more traditional game, and I'm like, no, I'm actually just going to cook people in Skullgirls. So I'm gonna pick
you actually don't even know how happy I am right now. I wish you could see my face.
Like Black Dahlia, Annie, Big Band, or something.
Okay. I'm gonna be real with you. The sauce right now, the real sauce, Beam Assist is not fair. Beam Assist is a full screen.
That Robo?
Yeah, that's Robo. That's Robo Assist. You'll see everybody running it.
I don't want to play Robo though. I don't want to play Robo. I don't want to play Goku
and that's valid
Assist.
and that's fair.
Yeah.
If you, what type of assist are you like interested in?
I really like
Are you about to say Big Band to me?
No. I was gonna say Big Block Stun.
Okay. I like Big Block Stun. Then you're probably actually really interested in Big Band.
Yeah. I think I am.
So
I think I am,
the team
genuinely.
I would recommend it to you, just to start out here, would probably be Annie, Big Band because Annie is somewhat unfair. And who do you play in Guilty Gear?
Don't ask.
Who do you have the most fun playing in Guilty Gear?
Oh, don't ask. I don't know.
Fair.
I genuinely don't know.
If you want to test out Black Dahlia, I think she has good. I think she has good base damage right now. She has a lot of options at a lot of points on the screen, a lot of mobility. But I don't know her DHC synergy right now with Big Band. Sure. The good thing about Annie is Annie has DHC synergy with everybody. But yeah, you live in Seattle. You can talk to Sage. Like Sage is the king at this game, you know. So you got time.
Yeah, I'll talk to Sage and Sonic. They've been trying to give me. They're like, you'd be a really good Misfortune player, and I'm like, yeah, I probably would be.
I was going to recommend you played Misfortune. Yeah. But if I don't know who you play in Strive, I'm not going to recommend that to you. To be honest,
you shouldn't base the Go Tanks. I play Go Tanks in every game. Like I want to play Go Tanks
in every single game. I think you would be really, really good with Strive. I'm sorry, with Misfortune or with like Philia.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Small move fasting characters. Honestly, I can see you doing crazy nasty well with Painwheel, but like the problem with Painwheel is she operates more like Videl inside of Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah, no thanks.
She's pretty floaty.
Here's what I want to apply.
She has stubby normals.
I want to apply Immense Schmicks, which I think Misfortune
you definitely
does.
want Misfortune. You definitely want.
Yeah, I'm here to
truthfully, I know they're gonna sell you on Misfortune because she has disjointed hitboxes and she's hella nice at the highest level. But you may want to test out Philia, who kind of works a lot like Milia inside of Strive, and she has immense, crazy rushdown pressure and better opportunities for mix than Misfortune does, just because of her aerial options.
Is that why she's called Philia? Because her hair is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. You have to remember the developer of the game. Yeah, was it the Tim? Yeah, I know.
Philia,
But
you are lame.
You know what's gonna make you smile though, Don? Is the very next bit of news that we have coming up right here, which is that we had a cryptic tweet coming out from the general manager of EVO, Rick the Haido Thatcher, who stated, "News won't officially release for a while yet, but after catching up on emails today, I can confidently say this is a can't miss EVO." Now, I want to state the day that he made this tweet was at 1 p.m. It was exactly 3 days after Combo Breaker. And so I have to be here with you while we speculate, because we only have a brief amount of time for all this here, Don. But like, what are you thinking?
My dream would be One Piece fighting game.
Oh God.
I would lose my mind. I would actually like I would explode. I would be dust. I would just be like, you know, in cartoons where like you turn into like a little mini atomic bomb and then like they're just like a black smudge on the floor. That would be me. I would literally just die. That's my dream.
I'm hoping that we get an announcement in a real capacity around a release date for Project L.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. I don't know. I really have no idea like what stage that game is in. We haven't heard anything for like 7 months, right?
It's been complete and total radio silence. I have been checking the Twitter feeds of the known developers, which would be Tony and Tom Cannon, who are the producers of the game, as well as Sean Rivera, otherwise known as Unconkable, who is a very big developer on the game, and I believe one of the project leads on Project L. But you know, like they said, it's going to be radio silent. We're waiting for official releases, and I'm just incredibly excited for when the game actually does have an announced date, does have like a time period we'll be able to do like an open beta or something like that, and you know, hopefully it'll go really, really well. So I'm excited about that, truthfully.
Yeah, if what would they announce at EVO? Would they announce just like it's coming out on X date?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah. Like
I
maybe
legitimately could not tell you.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, like it would be cool. I don't know if they're ready, or like also Riot is a really big company. Like, are they actually going to announce things at EVO? Like, I don't know if that's like their prerogative, or if there's like a Riot Con or something like that. You know, like they're such a huge company. I genuinely don't know how they're going to like expand upon Project L, because I feel like a lot of, you know, like video games.
Well, previously, all the information we've seen from Project L has been at EVO, which I will remind our listeners is an organization and a company that was originally founded by the Canons. But we're out of time to talk about this, unfortunately. So we're going to very briefly talk about the very next thing here, which is that there is another tournament occurring in about a month or so, and that event is actually called Defend the North. It's the world's largest PC gaming FGC tournament, which is true. It is. They hold it exclusively on PC. Yeah, I believe. And it's actually one of the only events to run exclusively on PC. I believe it's sponsored by MSI and the like. Yes. And one of the big things about it is this year they actually have, I believe, Brook as a sponsor as well. So it's a really big deal. Yeah, they're going to have MSI, cool. They're going to have Brook at Defend the North. It is happening in July, and I believe registration opens in about a week. So you do want to go ahead and register. It's held inside of Brooklyn, New York. And I think every single year they do a really good job of trying to make it bigger and better than the year previous. And Andy is the head TO of that event. He's been working really, really hard at making sure that they get their accolades. So I'm always happy to see it. I'm always really happy to see this game or this event.
PC tournaments. PC tournaments are awesome, and like I'm glad that they're getting the love that they should get. Like they really made it work last year. I know there were some issues with like brackets, but that was not really related to PC. There was like one issue with like a stream setup that was bad. But like those happen at literally every tournament. I think that like it being PC was not a hindrance in any way. It seemed like it was actually quite helpful. Yeah. So they like
have quite a big listing of games as well. Yeah. Like, which I'm really excited about. You can see the games that they have here. And one of the final things I'll go ahead and bring up, since we got just a smidgy bit of more time, I'm kind of fast blowing through all of this, but the Combo Breaker shop is actually closing out tonight at 10 p.m. Central. We're currently recording this on June 4th. So no one's going to know this except for me and Don. Rest in peace. But I was trying to spend a lot of money on this, and I know. Me too. I was looking at it and I'm like, man, I really want that hoodie, but I shouldn't. Even though so the thing about Combo Breaker merch, by the time you hear this, it might be over. But like, it's definitely gonna be over. Like this is coming out in another 2 weeks. Yeah.
I wear the hoodie once a week that I got at Combo Breaker 2018, and it still looks basically brand new. It's like actually really high quality. So like if you missed out this year, if there's like a sale or something, like Combo Breaker merch is really good because it is not cheap for a reason. It is actually high quality. Very comfy. I really love the hoodie I bought. I would wear another one, but unfortunately I just bought a house, so I might be a little broke.
Buying a house, I feel like is a good reason to not be able to afford merch. You know?
That's right. Luckily though, thanks to Rick, tonight I'm eating 2 free Chipotle burritos. So thank you, Rick, for supporting my family through these tough times. God bless you and your tournament. Combo Breaker is awesome, as we discussed on the last podcast.
It is. We have the final bit of news here that we're going to go ahead and discuss, but this weekend is actually DreamHack Dallas, which is currently taking place right now, June 2nd through June 4th. DreamHack is a tournament series that's run by a large number of staff, but they have events, I actually think internationally, not exclusively inside the continental United States, but also across the pond over in Europe. And I think they also have something inside of Melbourne, which is kind of crazy to think about, and all the way in Australia.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But
DreamHack's cool.
Yeah, they have been posting a bunch of fighting game, and actually one of the things that they've been doing this year, which I'm actually really a big fan of, is that they actually have been posting really short videos just of compilations of what has been happening at the events every single day, and they're all available on their YouTube under DreamHack and such. But we do want to go ahead, just very quickly highlight the top 8 for DreamHack Guilty Gear Strive. Congratulations to everybody there. First place was Razzo. Second place was Hotashi. And I'm actually not able to read who's there inside of third place because I'm also reading off of this.
I'm MFCR, and then Umisho, then Pretty Nice. Oh, let me make this bigger. Pretty Nice Izzy? Izzy? I'm not actually sure how to say that. Elucid, Shine, and Zintai. So good stuff to all them. I mean, like,
I also didn't know Shine was competing in Guilty Gear. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know either, actually. I imagine he plays
Street Fighter.
Yeah, well,
He's a Street
no, I
Fighter
know, but
player.
I was thinking about the character because there's another Shine that plays Potemkin, or I think
Oh.
Baiken now. But yeah, there's 2 Shines. But yeah, good stuff to Razzo. Razzo, Leo player, very good. She's very good at Leo. Hotashi,
Love her.
Bridget player. I'm not sure who MFCR plays, but Michelle obviously Happy Chaos. So yeah, good stuff to all the players. You cooked. Congratulations on top 8 and your medals. Yeah, good job.
Happy for everybody.
DreamHack's cool. Yeah,
DreamHack's great.
cool.
You know, maybe next year, DreamHack will be like, hey, Sharpie, Don, your podcast is popping off. You should come over and do a live podcast there, you know? And
Maybe.
I don't know any of the staff there, but maybe they will. You know, maybe they'll email us up.
I'm not sure.
Anyway.
I've always wanted to go to DreamHack, but never have. So maybe next year.
I'm sure if they paid us, we would have reason to go, you know?
That's true. That's true.
But anyway, everybody, I will be commentating multiverses at Defend the North. So if you're interested in playing multiverses, make sure that you go ahead and register there. And with that, very succinct, quick little final sign off there. We're going to be ending this episode of FGC Cast. I'd like to thank everybody for listening up. And Don, I'd like to take this opportunity to give you a chance to provide any final thoughts.
I'm on the Grappler hate train. I hate Zangief, and I hope he tears his Achilles heel in some way. I hope that Zangief is erased from Street Fighter 6, and they lose the Zangief files. Zangief.blender or whatever they used to build it. .maya is erased forever, and they can't update the character. And he shows up in the background in a cast. That is my hope for Zangief.
That's a final thought that I can get behind, to be honest.
That's
And tell
right,
you what,
yeah.
listeners, thank you so much for listening to this episode of FGP Cast. We will see you offline.
That's right. See you next time, chat.